products such as a cloud server, cloud hosting, and CDN. ParsePack products bind with hosting innovations that come with quick and highly skilled technical support. We have released the public version of ParsePack CDN in 2017. After 2 years of development and beta testing and from that day, we have delivered tons of content successfully alongside different type of features. There is a list of features we have published till now, which I can mention the important one as dynamic site acceleration, smart catch, which let the system decide whether to catch the page or not, handy WAF panel, file compression, DDoS protection, which handle suspicious requests. We are checking every. Okay, I was telling you today we are going to talk about the new feature of ParsePack CDN. And this feature will be ready in near future. There are different ways to reduce TTFP, and many of them related to the website server and also the script itself. But delivery is also very important, and this is a place where you can reduce TTFP with no hard work, because you don't need to do anything but activate the feature on CDN, and then the rest will be done automatically. Reducing TTFP can cost you a lot of money, but here we have innovative technology to improve your TTFP at a budget cost. But what is the TTFP? Let's see what is the TTFP. One of the performance metrics that you hear talked about a lot is called time to first byte. TTF is how you will see it abbreviated. Time to first byte is the amount of time it takes for the browser to get the first byte of information from the server after it makes a request for a page or whatever the resource happens to be. So the time in between the request and the first byte received, that's called TTFP, or time to first byte. This is after any DNS lookup, and this is also after any SSL handshake. So time to first byte is calculated after that happens, because the browser has to know where to make the request to, which means that the DNS, yeah. Okay, we want to see how we can determine the time to first byte on our page. We are going to do that first using the Google Chrome browser. About the importance of TTFP, and there's a direct connection between performance and user engagement. Also, time to first byte doesn't directly influence the user engagement. The slow time to first byte is a good indicator of good things to come or not. If a user clicks your link and has to stare at a blank page, after a couple of seconds, they bounce. The faster that the page begins to render, the more likely the user is to stick around, which means higher conversion rate, lower bounce rate, and fewer abandoned shopping cart. The TTFP is just the beginning of the total load time, and if the TTFP takes half a second and full load time for your website takes 1.5 seconds, you will see how important it is. It's a big portion of website load time. So 200 milliseconds or less is ideal. But if your browser, if yours is like 500 milliseconds or less, you are doing pretty well. If it's more than 500 milliseconds when tested from a location close to the server, it should be investigated, and certainly if it's over 1 second, you've got a problem on your hand. Here is a look when you don't use a CDN, which we all know the issues with this traditional delivery system, and we are not going to count them here. Here you see how it is when we use CDN. We know the difference, highly availability, higher security analytics, etc. And so, okay, the question is not about using CDN or not. Now we all know that we have to use CDN to improve our numbers in delivery, and there's no leading company which is not going to use CDN nowadays. But here we are talking about the milliseconds, and to understand that, we are going to take a look into the CDN system and the edge servers. It's likely the most CDN companies hosting cache files on hard drives or SSD, this file system. You may say, what's the problem with that? It's very usual. But the thing is, these drives are not that fast to respond. When we are struggling to have the first rank on Google search, these kind of things will matter to us. Let me explain this better. What's the killer when working with a disk? It's actually access time. This is time required for a computer to process a data request from the processor and then retrieve the required data from the storage device. Since hard disks are mechanical, you need to wait for a disk to rotate or to the required disk sector. This latency is around like 30 milliseconds, but it depends on the quality and rotational speed of the hard drive, of course, while RAM latency is around 83 nanoseconds. How big is the difference? If RAM was like an F-18 fighter with a max speed of 190 mile per hour, the disk access speed is like a banana slug with a top speed of 0.007 mile per hour, something like that. This is why catching data in memory is so important for performance. The difference in latency between RAM and hard drive is enormous. So let's see what are the options. Redis is one of the options many has been working with, and it works pretty cool. All Redis data resides in memory in contrast to applications that store data on disk or SSDs. By eliminating the need to access disk, in-memory data store such as Redis avoids seek time delays and can access data in microseconds. So you're way ahead. But our story is not finished here. We have a better idea. We are going to store data in memory also, but we are not going to use Redis or other alternative in-memory database servers. Because we believe we have to avoid extra system calls. We are going to solve this by Webmaster Memory, and everything will be delivered through Webmaster's memory itself. With this new technology, we avoid extra application engagement, which improve the latency and bring us the numbers we are looking for. I have to remind you, we are talking about milliseconds here, and it matters because to beat your competitors in SEO rank, you can ignore this. Whether you are using CDN or not, in most cases, when Google crawler comes to crawl your website, it is still going to review many of the requests from the upstream server. We know there are always some pages we can't catch on CDN, but we have a plan for Google crawler. We are making a special cache to deliver to Google to do this. We are going to read the sitemap of the website occasionally and store the required files on our edge server, as explained before with this new technology. So when Google has a new request to review a website, it's all going to deliver from the edge server through in-memory delivery technology without any connection to the upstream server. It means we will be very close to 100% hit rate, while it's very usual to see 50% hit rate on normal website with several catch misses requests. By eliminating any needs for connecting connecting Google crawler to the upstream server, you are going to have a lowest possible latency and better ranking on a SEO of your website. So it means we have a special page for Google. So when Google is wants to connect to, coming and crawling the files through the sitemap, we are going to give the Google the lowest TTF, and it makes the website looks the faster than many of the normal websites. So this feature is going to be released in the near future. So if there's any question, I can answer that, and otherwise we'll see you later. All of the things about this new feature, and I wanted to thank everybody who relies on our products during the time, and They helped us to, have a long-term development on different products. And CDN, of course, will make a big difference in the market. And we wanted to have have more focus on this product on this coming year. So if there's any question, I can review the Q&A if there's no one. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to thank you for giving me this chance, and everybody for being with us today. I hope we have a chance to help you have your business grow way better. Thank you very much.